All right, so Paulina, let's just start a little bit with who you are, where you are, what do you do, just so our participants can get to know you.
Great. So my name is Paulina and I am an executive and leadership coach. I live in Amsterdam since over 7 years, and originally I'm from Poland. And I moved to this job about 2 years ago. So
Mhm.
it's quite new, and I officially started my company in January last year. So it's quite new.
What did you do before Paulina?
I was in program management office. I was in senior leadership, and my last role was leading EMEA and APAC teams for
Mhm.
program managers.
That sounds very fancy. You were leading leaders.
It was a very fancy job, I must say,
I
but I
love
wasn't
that.
fulfilled towards the end, and
Yeah.
I myself went onto coaching journey, and at the end of that journey I was quite clear what to do next, even though the fear was really high, but this is what I love doing right now, so I am really on the right path
I love
and
it. This is
forward.
actually a very common journey for coaches, isn't it? It's like we work in corporate world, we discover our purpose, and then off we go to the new journey. I love it. So Paulina, tell us like what was happening for you when just before you joined Thinking into Results mentorship, and what made you decide to invest in yourself?
Yeah, great question. So before that, and I will share a bit of the numbers, even though I don't know who's watching, but let's be transparent and inspirational. So as I said, I started last year in January, and my official revenue in January last year was zero, and
Mhm.
in February last year was 20 euro. This was my official start. And when I joined, before I joined PIR, and I joined at the end of January,
This
so a
January,
year
so a
later,
year
this
after.
January, and my income was for many months on average about 4,000 euro
Mhm.
on average for about maybe 6 months. And I worked with a strategy coach on business strategies, right? And I was a really good student. Like I was doing everything that I was supposed to be doing. I was totally committed. This was my one thing. I had no other job, so I had this commitment, and I was really doing it. But I was somehow stuck all the time. I was at the same level. If I gain a client, I finished the client, and it was always this like I was hitting something, right? Um, and when I got to your masterclass, I was like, yeah, there is this mindset block. I know it, right? And as a coach, of course, I know it that I need to work on something that needs to unblock. So that was kind of my story that I was about at that level.
I love it. I didn't even know that, but that's so cool.
Yeah,
And all right, so listen, tell us some of your biggest wins so far. This is only like a few months, so
yeah,
nothing.
it's
It's
incredible.
incredible. I
It's
love it.
incredible because my first big win was that once I sign up,
Hmm.
for after the masterclass right away. By the way, I went to Zanzibar and
Hmm.
I upgraded to business class. I was like, I'm doing it. So this was the
Yeah.
first win, and it was fabulous. But the really tangible wins this month, it's fourth month only, and
Hmm.
I cashed in 15,000 euro, which is
Amazing.
it's really
Amazing.
incredible, right? It's like almost four
Yeah.
times growth if
Yeah.
I do the math right, but I
Yes.
think
Oh,
I
it
do.
is. It is. It is.
It is, right? In 4 months. So it's really, really good. And that's my one amazing win. But there are a few more. The second win, what made it even possible, right? This number is that I really allowed myself to step up,
Hmm.
up level. And it's really in the mind. I mean, I totally feel it. So I work with CEOs. I didn't say that, but I work with CEOs of scale ups.
Hmm.
Basically, when they need to grow, they usually 4 to 10 years maybe in. they're doing most of the things themselves, and they're really wearing out of hats, right? And they need to be able to step up to another level to be able to actually enjoy what they build, right? So I work with leaders like that. And I work with this one client who hires, I think, about 80 people, 80. And he came to me about a year ago. So, yeah, a bit more than a year ago. And every now and then he was telling me about leadership program, that he wants to do leadership program. And he was kind of dropping this to me, and he was like almost inviting me to do it. And I was like, okay, great. Someday, one day, maybe. Like someday.
Yeah.
And then after I joined you, I think it was about March, maybe one month in, I was like, idea, right? Like I got to another frequency, obviously. But I was like, I'm just gonna make it an offer. Like I'm just gonna put it down on paper. And I remember I was with my best friend at her house, and I was like, we used to work together. So I'm like, just let me draft it. Like let's just brainstorm. Like literally on a piece of paper. Let's just make this plan for a year. No, 18 months. It's gonna be 18 months,
Yeah.
and we just totally, drafted it. And next Tuesday I presented it to him, and he was like, "Great, I love it. Why don't you just write it down, and estimate the money right behind?" And I was like, "Okay, great." So I did right away. I basically thought it's 12 to 18 months, but I'm not gonna see that far. Who knows where I'm gonna be, right, working with you? So I was like, I'm gonna just price out 6 months, and I did, and it was about 45,000 euro.
Yeah.
For 6 months, and I sent it to him, and it was the first time he negotiated a price with me, which meant that okay, like I actually went a bit far.
Yeah.
And I did give him a bit of a deal, and he just responded within 2 days, and he agreed, right? And we started working on it.
I love it.
So this is a huge win. Like it's a really huge win, and it seems so small, right? But
It's not small at all. I think, so before you invested in yourself and you actually stepped into the new frequency of your goal achieved, what happens is you were not acting like someone with your goal achieved, right? So you didn't even have the idea to do it. Maybe the idea was coming, but your subconscious would always disqualify you and it will not allow you to roll it out. So the minute you started being your next level self who earns that kind of money, it was natural. And that's why you executed it. So this is huge. This is huge. This is like you started actually being your next level self. So well
yeah,
done. Love it.
it really is incredible. Like I pinch myself, right? Because that's what makes it possible. Everything else is possible, right? If that is happening, and it's great, and it's going great. And by the way, it's the dream job for me because I feel extremely well. I went in person. I did one workshop already. They are extremely happy, like really happy. It's just natural, right? Like it's my zone of genius. So it's absolutely falling into place. Yeah, I love it. And the third win was the paradigm shift, the habit change, which I'm extremely proud of, which is the selling habit. And I've worked on that with also, some of other coaches, but I feel like this was really shifted. I will also, learn many things from you, from the Sales and Mastery um, um, group. Um, and the fact that before, unconscious level, I was like, yes, of course, selling. Of course, I was hearing all those comments like selling is serving and helping. But deep down, I felt like I'm bothering people, like I'm trying to almost cheat them, like with something. Like there is this really feel,
So did you say selling habit?
yeah, selling,
Okay,
like to
okay. Because
sell.
I don't know why I understood studying, and I was like,
No, no,
okay,
selling, selling.
selling. Yeah, got it. Yes.
Yeah, so what it means to sell, right? Like I had all those bad beliefs about it, even though I worked on it before. I was writing all about it, all the money mindset work, and I really did invest a lot in myself over the last couple of years. But selling was something I was just repelling. Right? I was like,
Yeah.
I don't want to do it. And after now, like the last month or so, I literally when I get on a conversation, I sell every time. Like I sell every time. I don't, complete that
Yeah.
sell every time.
Yeah.
But my first, I think, two sales calls after the shift was just within one call, it was sold, right? Like it was completely sold. And but the big win there is also the mind, of course, right? That I didn't just present it and I didn't just like, oh well, okay, I mastered the courage and I will do it. I was actually handling the objectives for the first time.
Yeah.
I was like asking about the objections, not the object.
Yeah.
I was handling the objections. I was asking about them. I was not afraid of them. I was thinking, okay, but how about this? And maybe what about that? And I was completely holding that space and acting as the coach I want to be as well for the clients to help them, right? And they're extremely happy working with me. So it's good, right? Like I know that it was needed.
You know,
Um,
I remember our conversation not that long ago that it takes so long to sell to CEOs. And
yeah,
remember when I challenged you on this, CEOs are quick decision makers. They don't have time to waste. And to see the shift from you there to you now selling in one call, I mean, holy cow. And the shift is visible in your results, right? So beautiful, Paulina. I love it.
yeah,
Oh,
it's amazing.
so good.
Thank you, thank you so
My
much.
pleasure. Well, listen, I mean, I guide, but you do the work, right? So it's a teamwork. That's
It
how I
is.
see it.
It is.
So tell me, this is just like I didn't even know you had all these wins, and I'm like hearing this, and I'm like, wow, this is so cool. 4 months, this is so beautiful. So the external world changes as a result of the change within you, right? So what do you feel has changed the most for you, like as you, like what's changed within you?
I think the number one is the belief, like
Mm-hmm.
the belief, and I'm now at lesson 8, which is like, oh my god, this lesson, right? Like I
Yes.
love it. But believing, and everyone talks about it, like wherever, like I think maybe, and I'm an NBA fan, I think Kobe Bryant was saying, just believe it or whatever, like they all say it, like Nike says it, everywhere, right? You believe in yourself. And it was all slogans, like a little bit empty slogans in the past, right? But now it's like, I honestly believe that everything out there is available for me as well, right? Not only for like a Bob Proctor or not only for Tony Robbins or whoever out there, it's available to me as well. As long as I work from my heart and I do what I absolutely love and desire, which is what I do, which is I'm really lucky. I'm
Yeah.
really lucky and happy and grateful. Um, it's just that, like that's the number one thing, right? That it's tangible. Like I can touch it, I can feel it, that it's there, and I can actually do it, right?
Beautiful.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I have plenty,
So
right?
good. I'm telling you, I'm like so inspired. I'm sitting here. Oh, I'm so glad Paulina joined Thinking into Results. So good. So Paulina, did you have any, did your mind try to talk you out of making a decision? You did. Okay. So what was your mind telling you in the moment of decision making, and how did you get over it?
Yeah, I feel it almost here already, right? It's like I feel it in my body always when the fear hits. It's
Yeah.
like like I cannot breathe. I start to yawn. I have to literally lay down. Sometimes I feel it
Yeah.
in my body. So I had it as well. But it was a little bit different with this one because first of all, the masterclass is amazing, right? It's such
Mhm.
a value, and whoever is watching here, I'm sure you already know it because you wouldn't be here, right?
Yeah.
It's such a gift. Like I would watch it if I had time. I would watch it every time, right? But it's really great. So I was so inspired that when my good friend actually sent it over, it was Monday morning, and I was busy, right? And I got on that call. I think it was 2 p.m. my time, and from that moment, I got incredibly engaged, and I did every homework, and I was like watching like every class live. I think I was flying somewhere on Friday that week, and I still connected from the airport. Like I would never do that, I usually would go for replay, but I was very inspired. And when the offer went up, I think I immediately went for it. Like I basically paid in full right away.
Mm.
But but the thoughts of fear appeared for sure, because I do remember that. I just don't know which day or
Yeah.
when. But I paid from my savings, right? Like I paid, so knowing that I still don't make enough money to cover everything, and I have to pay for it from my savings,
Mm.
it's like, well, like stupid, right? It's a stupid idea. Like you should keep your savings for the dark times, right?
Yeah.
So of course that fear comes up. Like, don't touch it. That's stupid. You will have to go live with your mother and your father, and it's not gonna work. And
Oh my God, I've been there so many times.
yeah, and like because I live in Amsterdam, right? My apartment is really well located, and I was like, you'll have to rent it out and move back to Poland and live with your parents, and or you will have to go and live on the couch with your friends or whatever. Like I don't want to lose my life,
Yeah.
like and stuff like that. It does happen, of course, and not even talking about that. I would end up under the bridge and all that stuff, right? Because it also
How did you get over this and
yeah.
still invest?
Great question. So first of all, because I invested already a bit before, it wasn't my first investment, or although I think it was the first that big investment,
Mhm.
painful, right? I think before I invested max of 2,500,
Mhm.
and I was super sick with that as well.
Woohoo.
But with this one, I first of all remembered, like, so I did remind myself that whenever I invested in myself, I never regretted it. I always like went up, like I always went and up leveled and learned a lot and got so inspired. So it was always worth it more even, right? Like I never regretted and never did not get value from it. You helped with the questions, what about my intuition? Can you help me? Yes, I was like, yeah, of course you can help me. I can feel it because this masterclass is helping me already. Um, so I did that reminding part, and um, and I think I really connected to what's possible. That if I'm committed, right, with this work, and I need to fit in, and I am to both fit in. I can do it, right? Like it's gonna happen, and this is the right help that I need.
Mm.
So I had this level of faith and trust
Mhm.
that somehow it will work out. And also before I reminded myself that last time I invested with a coach, the 2,500, the moment I invested, and I was then super sick with that, I immediately got a client, like a day after, immediately by email. She confirmed by email. It wasn't even, we were not even on a call.
Yes.
So I do believe that it comes back, when we risk, it's usually coming like tenfold back to us. And
Mhm.
and this is what I kind of told myself.
I love.
Um,
You
I don't
know,
know, maybe I was writing as well. Sorry, maybe
I was speaking to someone just a few minutes ago, and I said the minute I invested in December. So when you invest from the next level self. So for instance, when I was investing in my 8-figure coach, I invested $150,000, which I never, ever even thought that I can invest that kind of money. But I didn't do what my current level self would do. I did what my next level self earning 1 million a month would do. And the minute when you take action from that next level self, mind gets onto different radio station, your different frequency. So I, for instance, the minute I decided, not even transferred the money, but decided I'm in and I'm doing it, my mind gave me ideas for other streams of income that I never had before, just because I made that decision. So it's something like you literally go to next level of income the minute you make a decision, and the money nearly like wants to come back to you. It's crazy to watch. But this is what a lot of people miss out on when they make decisions on this is how much I have versus this is how much I want. And if I had it, that's what I would be doing here, right? I love this so much. Thank you for this explanation.
but
Um,
one more thing, because the identity thing, right? Like I heard it before.
yes.
I heard it before. Like think about, act as if, like I heard it before many times.
Mhm.
But it was just like,
Idea.
like I never really felt that,
Mhm.
And okay, this investment was, I didn't know what you're teaching yet, but right now, I know the difference. Like I totally know what it means to connect to your goal and really feel it and really be there, because there is so much practice of it and so much understanding that this is a game changer as well, right? Like it's not just reading about it in the book and then okay, act as if,
Yeah.
it's very hard to
Yeah, it's
explain it, but
application.
it's like you're on another
Mm.
in on another side of understanding of it, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, the difference between knowing and doing is this is the difference, right? So you can learn about identity and not do it. Or when you do it, this is where you see, like, it when you stepped out and you made an investment that your next level self would do, that's when the new client showed up, right? Not before. So
Yeah.
this is actually so beautiful. This is so inspiring, Paulina. I could talk to you for hours.
Oh,
So, tell me, what would you say? There's a lot of, today is actually our final day of our workshop, and I'm sure there's a lot of women and men watching us, and just like, part of them is saying, yes, I feel that Eva can help me. I've got so much from the masterclass, and yet there is all sorts of, paradigms, circumstances, people in their life trying to take them out. What would you say to them today?
I would say if you are here today, you should just buy it, because that, like, if you're here today, that means you're inspired, right, by everything that you heard, that you experienced the energy. I would say that, like, I will try to talk to you directly. So if you are still today, you must like what Eva is telling you. You must believe that something's there, because you would not waste your time, honestly, like,
Mm.
face it. You wouldn't waste your time. So just do it, because everything else is your fear telling you not to do it, but your fear is there. It's just an illusion. Once you do it, it will all be fine, you will all figure it out. And if you're not going to figure out yourself, you're going to join the call, I think, tomorrow, and you will be in the container that will totally support you with that fear, and Eva will be there to hold your hand, so you will survive, and you will get help, and you will have meet amazing people, like-minded people. You will have the mastermind buddies. You will have accountability partner, which, I have the best accountability partner. She's amazing. We have every week on Sunday an hour call, 1 hour on Sunday morning. You would think, oh my god, right? No, 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 today we again did like 2 hour call, and I'm like telling her, and her name is also Eva. I'm like, Eva, we have to stop doing that, because we like soon the whole Sunday will be gone, because we'll be just talking about stuff. So you want to do it. There is everything you need, and you will have the results. If you just follow the process and you'll commit to it, you will definitely have the results. So don't hesitate. It's just the money. And
Yeah.
the whole life is like, on the other side is like your whole life, all your dreams, and this is just the money, and it's just really just the money, and you will make it back.
I love what you said. Your whole life is on the other side. Like, really, everything you've dreamt of, and it doesn't matter how many years you've tried, everything you've dreamt of is just on the other side of this decision. All you've got to do is take that first step and then surrender. Take that
Yeah.
first step and surrender to someone who knows how to guide you, support you, have your back, answer your questions, has strategies for you. Like, seriously, surrender. It's such a relief, isn't it? Where you don't have to figure it all out. Someone actually knows. It's
Yeah.
just so beautiful. So we hope that we inspired you, and you will do today what you will be grateful for in next few months. And maybe, I mean, this is only 4 months, Paulina, right? And we're here. You can be here in next 3 to 4 months sharing massive wins. Like, Paulina quadrupled her income in just 4 months. Like, come on, you can do the same. And exactly what Paulina said, all that is required is you do the work. So I think if you invest this kind of money in yourself, you do the work, you don't mess around. And that's what causes you to be successful. Actually, if you put down a little money, you do little work. If you put down a lot of money, you value money, and you're going to do a lot of work. So you're going to be successful very fast. We hope that you will join us. Today is the final day to make a decision and receive all the bonuses. We really hope that you will click that link and register. So we've placed the link in the description of that video. I will make sure I will edit because I forgot. But It's here. We are here. Imagine that you get to spend time with me, with Paulina, with people like us every week for 9 months. I mean, come on. Who wouldn't want that? We're so cool.
Yeah,
Make
yeah.
a decision, and we will see you on the other side, and we will cheer you on all the way, guide you, support you. You cannot fail. That's it. Just follow, surrender. You cannot fail. Thank you so much. And Paulina, this was so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye bye.